In the quiet hills of New Hampshire, a young woman vanishes without a trace. No struggle, no signs, only questions. This is not just the story of a missing person. It is a story of secrets, missteps, and a mystery that refuses to be solved. This is the disappearance of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts. Growing up, she was the pride of her family, a talented athlete, an honors student, and a beloved sister. By high school, she had already distinguished herself as a star runner. Her dream was to serve others, first at the prestigious West Point Military Academy, and later as a nurse. But even the brightest futures can be shadowed by struggles no one else sees. In 2004, Maura was a junior nursing student at UMass Amherst. She lived in Kennedy Hall and was described by her friends as quiet, focused, and reserved. Yet there were signs that all was not well. On the night of February 5, 2004, Maura was working a late-night security shift at her campus job. Around 1 a.m., she received a phone call. What was said during that call remains unknown. But whatever it was, it left Maura deeply upset. A coworker described finding her sitting at her desk, visibly distraught, barely able to speak. When asked what was wrong, Maura could only mutter, "My sister." Yet her sister later claimed she had no idea what Maura was referring to. 2 days later, on February 7th, Maura was involved in another accident, this time in her father's brand new Toyota Corolla. After attending a party on campus, Maura crashed the car into a guardrail around 3:30 a.m. She admitted to consuming alcohol but was not breathalyzed by police. The damage to the vehicle was extensive, costing thousands. Her father, Fred Murray, reportedly reassured her, "It's just a car, Maura. Don't worry about it." But some believe this accident weighed heavily on her mind. Monday morning, February 9th, Maura's actions grew even stranger. At 1 p.m., she emailed her professors saying she would be absent for a week due to a death in the family. But there had been no death. She then called a fellow nursing student to request class notes, withdrew nearly all the money from her bank account, $280, and purchased alcohol, Bailey's Irish Cream, Kahlua, vodka, and boxed wine. She packed her Saturn sedan with clothing, toiletries, school books, and birth control pills. Then she drove north, toward the White Mountains. At approximately 7:27 p.m., residents of Haverhill, New Hampshire, heard a loud thump outside. A neighbor, Faith Westman, called 911 to report an accident. She described seeing a dark car off the road near her home on Route 112. Moments later, Butch Atwood, a local school bus driver, encountered the scene. He saw a young woman, Maura, standing beside her damaged car. Atwood would later say Maura appeared cold but unharmed and insisted she had already called for roadside assistance. Atwood offered to call the police anyway. Maura declined. Still concerned, he drove home and called 911 himself. By the time officers arrived, less than 10 minutes later, Maura Murray was gone. Police found her car locked. Inside, her school books, her packed bags, and bottles of alcohol, one of them broken and spilled. There were no visible footprints in the fresh snow leading away from the crash. There was no blood, and there was no sign of Maura. Dogs tracked her scent about 100 yards east before it vanished. Some theorized she had been picked up by a passing vehicle. Others believed she might have hidden herself in the dense woods, injured or intoxicated. What happened to Maura Murray? There are many theories and no clear answers. Some believe Maura planned her disappearance. She packed methodically, lied to her professors, and withdrew cash, a classic setup for a runaway. Was she escaping pressure? A secret relationship? A troubled past? Others point to the chilling possibility of abduction. Could a stranger, or someone she trusted, have picked her up that night? The rural roads were dark, isolated, and largely unpatrolled. A darker theory suggests Maura intended to take her own life, or wandered off into the freezing woods, never to be found. Fred Murray, Maura's father, devoted himself to the search. He clashed with law enforcement, believing they were slow to act, and slow to reveal everything they knew. Private investigators joined the hunt, so did amateur sleuths, podcasters, and online communities. In 2006, human remains were found near the crash site, but they turned out to belong to another missing woman. In 2019, cadaver dogs alerted on a basement of a home near the site, but no remains were discovered. And in 2021, another search yielded nothing. The disappearance of Maura Murray remains a chilling puzzle. Her story has inspired books, documentaries, and endless debates online. For many, Maura is not just a missing person. She is a symbol of how easily the truth can slip through our fingers. As of today, Maura Murray would be 42 years old. If she is out there, she has stayed hidden for 2 decades. If she is gone, her loved ones deserve answers. One winter night, one car crash, one girl lost to time, and a case that continues to haunt the hills of New Hampshire. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Maura Murray, please contact the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case Unit. Thank you for watching Crime Uncovered. Stay safe, and remember, not all mysteries are meant to be solved.